Hello, in this video I will be talking to you about how living in something like this is meaningless unless you're living in something like this that feels good.
You have to believe. It all starts in your mind.
All right, yes, if you're not happy in here, how can you be happy out here? So just before I get started, I just got a special announcement to make that I'm happy to announce that I have a couple spots that have just opened up for my private Master Your Mind mentoring coaching program. So book a link below and see if you are a good fit together. Jump on a free consultation call and let's get into it if that's something you're after. So one of the things I want to talk to you about today is that if you can't be happy inside yourself, how can you be happy outside here? This is a thought that I just came to while I was just in a 36-hour fast. And I came to it within the understanding of that, like, I was walking around this place, so beautiful, right? So much to take in. But yet I was thinking, I was like, if I never did the self-work inside myself, this would all be pointless right now. And I don't know if you've known someone, I know I have, but have you ever met someone that has had the good life, so to speak? They've had the affluence around them. They've been maybe driving a nice car, or they've, in a nice place, or maybe have a good-looking significant other, so to speak. But yet they're just not happy with themselves. They're almost depressed or in like a still woe is me. Well, yeah, because this alone doesn't just bring it to you, If it did, then the richest people would be the happiest people. Now, there's a caveat to this. I want to be very mindful because I have had some pretty bad money blueprints. What I mean by that is, like, what's your current money sticking point right now? How do you think about money? So, like, is money the root of all evil to you? Do you mean that all rich people are evil, that all rich people are scammers, that rich people get the quick end of the stick and they were lucky or something like this? Well, to be honest, that's how I used to think. I didn't even know I used to think like that. And to be honest, those thoughts weren't even from me. Those thoughts were given to me. Or they've been given to you. So that's what I want to acknowledge right now before we get into this. That just because you live in something that isn't a nice place or something doesn't mean that it doesn't not bring happiness, that it doesn't not bring joy. I'll tell you what, I feel a lot better living in something like this than I did when I was living in the van. But at the same time, we're creatures of habit. We become accustomed to anything. We can become acclimatized to anything, and we're very adaptable. So I didn't think that I was going to become adaptable. I didn't think I was going to adapt to the van, but I did. After, a week or two, I was just like, okay, I'm just living in the van, and this is my way of being. I'm just going to make do with it with what I got. But then it's like same thing in here. Eventually, like, you just become acclimatized to what you're around. But with that being said, I don't stop walking around here with gratitude. I still walk around with deep gratitude as to being in a place like this. But what I came to was that just because I'm living here, this is just where I'm living now. It's just where I am. But one of the things that I realized after that was, wow, I'm living here, but I'm also living what I'm living in here. And that in itself is great. Because now I've got like a double win. And I'm not saying this to be egotistical. I'm saying this to be like a thought that I came to is like, wow, not only do I get to live in a place like this, but I'm living in a place, more importantly, that's like this. And this didn't come just out of first hand. This didn't just come out of not work, but it's come from a lot of time in a float tank, a lot of time in meditation, a lot of time analyzing what I'm doing right now, is thinking about my life, thinking about where I want it to go, what do I want it to look like, most importantly, what do I want my life to mean? And so by asking these deeper questions has allowed me to get to these deeper answers within myself and allow me to get into the state that I feel now. But I wanted to ask you, where are you within your home? Your home inside yourself. As my good friend Buddha has spent so much time inside self contemplating these deep questions. Well, you know what? These deep questions may be easier to contemplate when you're in a space like this, that's for sure. If you don't have bills coming down your neck? Well, guess what? I still do. I still have not figured myself out financially, but what I have figured out is I figured out myself mentally and myself spiritually, and I'm still got time to grow, just like these plants. They're not fully done growing yet, and neither am I, but you know what? I've got a good foundation now, and that foundation has allowed me to get to where I am now within myself, and I call myself an internal millionaire, and that's part of the challenge I find in this day and age. First of all, it's easy to say that, but then do your actions match your feelings? And do your words match your feelings? And if you're doing it for validation, then it's going to leave you really empty, really empty. And I've been around some people that claim certain things online and are not what it looks like offline. And you can call me out for that too. Feel free. I'd much rather see you offline than see you online. Obviously, I don't have that ability right now, and that's why I'm doing this, so that I can share this with you. But arguably, I'd rather be with you in person. I'd rather see you in person. But if you can experience this and then experience this inside yourself, that is just such a combination. So I've been around people that have chased this type of lifestyle, so to speak, or that have chased the external validation for the internal happiness. And you know what's interesting? They weren't that satisfied. And I can't say all of them, but definitely there's like a lack of substance, a lack of peace, a lack of ease to them, because, you know, they hadn't done the stuff inside here, the stuff that really makes, you know, yourself experience what you can experience. And, you know, worse than anything is getting to this place of accomplishment, so to speak, and then not being able to enjoy it. You know, what if you're coming here and you're getting to look at a place like this and you're not enjoying it? What's it worth? Is it worth anything anyways? Well, for me, it's not. I've often just thrown out money or the so-called better lifestyle because it wasn't making it better for me. Guys, the richest I've ever been, the most money I've ever made in my life, I was actually the most unhappy. But the reason I was most unhappy was not because of the money, and I'm not saying I don't want money. I want a lot of money, but at the same time, I don't want money at the cost of my own unhappiness. Well, what if you can combine both? What if you could combine getting money, and I shouldn't say getting, it should be earning, right? This is another thing that I changed about myself. We don't get or make money. The only people that make money are people that are in a mint. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically a place that prints money. But people that earn money, that's what they do. So I've had to shift that about myself. I've been like, oh, I want to make this, but it's like, well, no, I don't. I actually want to earn it. I want to provide a service. I want to provide a service that helps people change their life for the better. That's the mission I'm on here. And while living the ultimate lifestyle, while living the best lifestyle for me. And that's what I want for you too as well. And that's why I make these videos, is hopefully in the inspiration that you can experience the good life as well. So before you just quickly want to get out of what you're in, or say your living situation isn't exactly what it is, your financial situation isn't exactly what it is, and you're like, I can only get there when? It's like, no. You can start today. You can start right now. You can start analyzing your life and asking yourself, what is up with me? What's going on? What's going on inside myself? And that will start leading you to potentially past traumas. Because whether or not I'm living in a nice place like this, if I don't work out my daddy issues, my daddy issues are going to go from here to the mansion, to the bigger mansion, to the van, to on the side of the street, to my drinking problems, anything. My daddy issues are going to go with me everywhere. So rather than trying to seek this salvation outside ourselves, let's look inside ourselves too. Well, we're on the way to something like this. And we're on the way to our ultimate lifestyle. You don't have to wait. And so I want to leave you with you right now, is that while you're on the way to your accomplishment, while you're on the way to your dream, while you're on the way to your ultimate lifestyle, and if you're not, I'd invite you to start thinking about how to get there. could you still be working on the internal stuff so that when you get to something such as this, you can enjoy it while enjoying yourself? Because isn't that the biggest phantom, is if you get to this X place and it's just not what it seems like. And to be honest, nothing ever is, really. That's why I keep my expectations pretty low, so that when I get into something, I'm just like, wow, this is amazing. I didn't expect that. Well, yeah, it's pretty easy because I didn't have expectations. So I'd invite you to contemplate this, and I wanted to share this thought with you because I thought it was like pretty interesting. While I was walking around, I was like, wow, this is beautiful. But on top of that, I get to enjoy it, and I get to enjoy it inside myself. And, you know, this didn't come at no hard work. This came at a lot of looking, and I'm not finished. I'm not here to claim that I'm at some epic place outside or inside. It's just where I'm at today. And so I thought I'd share that with you. So with that being said, I share my peace and I share my love.